If you're someone like me who shares a passionate dislike for Lightroom, but you're a photographer and you want to still use Adobe and you don't want to try a bunch of other stuff, there's an option for you that you might not know about that Adobe includes with Lightroom and Photoshop. It's called Bridge, and I'm going to talk about it and tell you what it is, how you can use it, and how maybe it'll get you away from Lightroom, but still keep you in the Adobe world with all the benefits of Photoshop and Lightroom combined. So I've been a professional photographer for over 10 years. I've been using Adobe Bridge for 15 years, and I've been using Photoshop for almost 30 years. Needless to say, I'm fully invested in Adobe and I don't really feel like changing and learning another new editing program. When I bring up editing in person in my workshops and stuff like that, or even when I do editing tutorials online, and people are like, what program are you in? What are you doing? What is this bridge? Why are you in that? How is this working? We're going to go over all of that stuff because I think it could definitely help. At least it'll give you some food for thought for like a workflow process. So I'll explain my workflow process going over how I'm using Bridge and why. So Adobe Bridge is a file management program. I think they call it a digital asset management program. But basically you can think of it kind of like File Explorer. Oh, a couple more things. This is not sponsored by Adobe. This is just what I use. Also, if you use Lightroom, I understand it's a great program and it's perfect for a lot of people out there, but this is just for somebody who wants something a little different. So if you have Lightroom or Photoshop, then you have access to Bridge for free already. It's usually included in your plan. It's just like I said, Adobe doesn't talk about it. So you just have to go to the Creative Cloud and go download it, and then you'll have it. So I have it right here pinned to my taskbar, and we'll just bring it up. So basically, I mean, this should look kind of familiar in terms of like, it's kind of like File Explorer, you know? You're gonna see it has access to any file that File Explorer would have access to. So right now I don't have anything on here. So part of this is I want to show you my workflow and show you how I do things, because you can import straight to Bridge, but the important bit is that you don't have to do catalogs and you don't have to do the importing in Bridge. To me, that's one of the biggest downsides of Lightroom is I hate having to import and I hate having to do catalogs. I hate having the potential or the thought of thinking about losing those if your catalog gets corrupted or whatever. All right, so I've got some stuff here in on a CF card. So I'm just going to take this folder and I'm just going to cut it. You can also copy and paste if you're worried about, and then delete after it's done if you're worried about data corruption or anything like that. I'm not worried about it. I'm just going to come over here to my pictures. Technically this was taken last month in December, but I'm going to put it in here anyways because this is just for a video. All right, so we're pretending that we took this straight off the card, which we did, straight from camera, assuming you just went and shot. This is my workflow for as soon as I come home. I put it on here like this. It's labeled. It's got all the images in it. So we're done with File Explorer now. I don't need it. I don't want it. I'm just going to close it. So now we're in Bridge. Bridge will automatically detect. Here's my new folder. And from Bridge, I can rename this if I want. Like maybe LG wasn't that great. The place I was at was called Lad Gordon. Just so I know. So now I have within 2025, I have my location, I have the date, all that stuff. Now I have all my images here. I can see them. I can scroll through different sizes and see. I didn't have to import. I didn't have to do catalogs or anything like that. Although you can, like in Lightroom, if you want to do metadata, when you click on something, you get all the metadata here. You can add in things, you can add in keywords and all that stuff. That way you can search by that stuff later if you want. But it's got all that here. And just like in Lightroom, you'll see there's a star system underneath here. And this is what I love about Bridge too. And like I said, you can do this in Lightroom, but I love, for my workflow, is I rate things. Let me just take a quick second here to explain how I rate things. It's tangential, but it's important. So when I'm out in the field and I'm shooting pictures, after a shot, I will go review it on the back of the screen and in camera to make sure that my focus is good, the composition is good, the lighting is good, whatever, just to make sure it's an image that I wanted. And especially for wildlife, the most important thing is to check focus. Did I get the eye in focus? What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a 3-star rating. I'm going to rate and I'm going to say this is 3-star. Anything that's 3-star just means that like this has got potential. I think I want to take a look at it on a computer. I think I might want to edit it. 4-star is I definitely want to edit this. This has everything that I need. Focus is good, composition, lighting, everything. I'm going to edit this one probably first. 5-star is incredible. Obviously, I have very few 5-stars, but it can happen. So mostly 3-star and up means I want to edit this photo. Or at the very least, I want to take a look at this photo on the computer to see, you know, on a bigger screen if I'm going to edit it. So in Bridge, we can come up here to this little martini looking glass thing, and we can do sort by stars. So now I can come in here and see, okay, I've rated a bunch of these are rated 4 stars. Some of them are rated 3 stars. But I know I want to take a look at them. This helps me immensely for whittling down. Like if I had, you know, in this example here, if we clear the filter, I have 124 items in here. So I have 124 images. I don't want to look at all of those. I just want to look at the ones that I've already starred. I want to get straight to the editing. All right, so now on to the real power. So that's great and all. So now you have your image. How the heck do you edit it? What do you use? So Bridge runs Adobe Camera Raw, and Camera Raw is like the engine that's inside Lightroom. And Lightroom is like the whole app that has all the other fixins on the outside that you might not want. And in my case, I don't want, like the catalogs and the importing and all that stuff. So if we go here to the raw, make it real big, and then we can also hover over this and just single click, and then I can look right over here and see like, oh yeah, that eye is definitely sharp. So that's looking good. So we come over here to the raw, we can double click on it. This will open up. Now we're in Camera Raw inside of Bridge. Actually, technically we're inside Camera Raw inside Photoshop, because when you open this up, it will open up Photoshop by default, because that's what's Camera Raw plugin is running through. So now you'll see this stuff should look familiar. These sliders are very typical for Adobe, and they're the exact same sliders that are in the develop module in Lightroom, because this is the same engine. So we can do all of the things. I can come over here, let me reset this to default real quick. So this was what the raw looked like originally. So we can come over here and start editing. So if I want to do a preset and I put one of my presets on here, then I can do that, and now it's this nice looking color and it got everything that I want. I can start tweaking. I can do all the things. This is everything that you can do in Lightroom, you can do in here. This is super powerful. So I can come in here with my masking, and I can mask, and I can say, just give me the subject. Now the subject is selected. I could do whatever I need to do. You know, I could bring up the shadows or change the saturation, whatever, you know, just all the things. Same deal, I could select just the background and start working on the background. What I really want though is this right here, the noise reduction, being able to do the AI noise reduction. So once you do the AI noise reduction, it'll give you a new DNG, and then you can keep editing that in here in Camera Raw, or you can do a couple of things. So you can open it up into Photoshop. So now once I'm in Photoshop, I can do all of the things that I would do. I can start editing, and you can crop obviously in Bridge. Part of my workflow is I prefer to crop in Photoshop. So I can do all of the things, and I'm gonna sharpen it, and I'm gonna do all my Photoshoppy things. When I'm done, I'm in Photoshop, I'm just gonna come up here and I'm going to select JPEG, and I'm gonna save it as a JPEG so that I can put it on the interwebs for you guys to see. Once that's done and saved, there it is, there's the JPEG. So now if I double click on the JPEG, I have it set to where it'll open JPEG straight to Photoshop. It'll also show me the PSD if I've saved a PSD, which I do because that has all of my layers. So if we open this up, obviously that'll open up straight to Photoshop again. So now in here, I can see all of my layers, and I can see all of the things that I did. And I can go back in here and keep working on it, whatever. When I save the PSD again, it automatically gets updated in Bridge, and Bridge will read that. Let's take one more look at another slightly different workflow. So like, let's say I'm doing some things to this and I'm getting it where I want, and I've done everything. So I can, and let's say, yeah, I want to crop it. I want to do 4 by 5. So I've done everything I want to in here, and I don't want to go to Photoshop. So if I'm happy with the image and I don't think I need to go into Photoshop or do anything else, I can just come in here and go to Save Image, and I can do Save as JPEG from here, or I can just hit Done. And then now that brings up the file here that I was just working on, and I can come in here and I can export this to, and then do a custom export to however I want. So I can pick where it needs to go, and I can pick the sizing and just all the stuff that you would do either in Lightroom or Photoshop. I can do all the things here. I can do it to fit to resize if I want to make it smaller for social media, all of that stuff. I can add in extra metadata and then start that. And I can do that for multiples too. So if you just do a bunch of them here in Bridge, and then you just go and, you know, select all of the ones that you wanted to do and whatever, and then you add them up and it's like, okay, here's 3. And then you can just export them just like this. And then you'll go to the custom export again, and it'll have all 3 files, and you can tell it all the same thing. So you can batch export just like in Lightroom if you don't want to use Photoshop to do any editing or to save it outside. You could do it all here in Bridge. So that's kind of a super small overview of Bridge. I don't want to go too crazy and make this video super long, but I just want to let you guys know that Bridge exists and it's an amazing program. If you want to learn more about Bridge, over here at in Skillshare, they have a bunch of classes on Bridge and Lightroom and Photoshop and photography and everything. So this episode is sponsored by Skillshare, and I really appreciate being able to work with them. It's a great community and they have a ton of classes. So like this one here on Bridge, and she goes over just all kinds of super in-depth stuff about like every piece of Bridge. And that's really cool because Bridge is super powerful. It can do a lot of stuff that I didn't go over, and I use it a lot. But there's a lot of information here. Same for like Photoshop or Lightroom or anything in Adobe. If you want to learn more about some really in-depth stuff, that some of these classes are just so well done and so far beyond what you're going to be able to find on YouTube. I think that's really cool how Skillshare is set up and how much stuff they have on there, like how many classes, how much you can learn. It's just really amazing. So they gave me a link down below that you can join, and they said the first 500 people that join will get their first month for free. So you can check that out if you want to go explore some stuff that you want to learn. And obviously they have a lot more than photography. If you want to like further your creativity and like take some actual classes that are a bit more structured and with, you know, some really great instructors, everything put together really well, you can check out Skillshare. The link to join is down below. So massive shout out to them for wanting to work with me and for giving me this opportunity and for giving you guys this opportunity. I really appreciate it. So if you want to see more of how I edit and how I'm doing all that kind of stuff, you can definitely subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button for me if you're picking up what I'm putting down, enjoying the content. It's the best way to help the channel. Also, if you like out in the field kind of stuff and practical, you know, videos in the field, I got plenty of those too. You can check those out. All kinds of photography topics on my channel: wildlife, landscape, astro, phone stuff, editing. I try to be pretty well-rounded, make sure everybody gets as much creativity as possible. But that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.